Hello boys and girls, welcome to lesson 5-7, subtract linear expression. So for the previous lesson we were adding linear expression, now we're subtracting. This lesson is found on page 403. Dog sledding. The Iditarod is a dog sledding race over 1,150 miles across Alaska. The table shows two winning times. So we have race 1, 9 days, 11 hours, 46 minutes, 48 seconds, and race 2, 9 days, 5 hours, 8 minutes, and 41 seconds. So we see that race 2 was much faster by about 6 hours if you compare the hours here, right? We look for the difference between 5 and 9 and 11. What is the difference in hours, minutes, and seconds between the two races? Remember, when we look for difference, boys and girls, we subtract. So if we were to subtract this, I could actually use this as my equation here, where I would draw my line across and my subtraction sign, right? And over here I see that I have a difference of 7 seconds. Over here I have a difference of 30, am I right here? 38 minutes. Right here I have a difference of 6 hours, right? And 9 and 9 cancel each other out. So the difference would be 6 hours, 38 minutes, and 7 seconds, right? So let's see. Explain how you could find the difference in times between any two races given the days, hours, and minutes. Well, when you look for the difference of any number, you simply subtract like units. Like units means, for example, I subtracted days with days, hours with hours, minutes with minutes, and seconds with seconds. So subtract like units. That's what we do to find the difference. And be sure to keep the labels. So make sure that you know that this is hours, this is minutes, and this is seconds. Keep the labels. Describe another situation in which finding the difference involves subtracting like units. So let's think of another scenario where we want to find the difference, right? And we have to subtract like units besides time. Well, I know that if I were making a recipe, I would probably want to compare cups with cups and teaspoons with teaspoons. So for example, to compare the ingredient amounts in a recipe, let's say you're making cupcakes, vanilla cupcakes, you would compare cups of flours and teaspoons of vanilla in one recipe to cups of flour and teaspoons of vanilla in another recipe to see which one has more or less. Feel free to copy my answer right there, or if you have a different idea, go ahead and copy your idea and please share with me in class. Okay, a key concept to remember on the next page is when subtracting linear expressions, subtract like terms. Use zero pairs if needed, so you might have to have a zero placeholder. Okay, example 1. Let's see here. Again, we have our expressions, right? But this time we're not adding, you can see that we are subtracting. So we have 6x's over here and 2x's over here. I have to lay them out. My 6x's, I'm going to take away 2 of them. Plus 3 plus 2, but really it's a positive 3 and a positive 2, but I'm taking away that 2, so it's going to be 3 minus 2. And I have 4x's left and 1. So 4x plus 1. Okay, for number 2, small concept that might become a little confusing to you is that when we learn to remove negative numbers, we've learned to add them together. For example, if I have a negative 3 here, take away a negative 2, it should be, right, adding 2. This negative becomes adding 2, so it will be negative 1, right? So you look over here, and it's actually removing it, so that you can see here that we have negative 3 minus 2. It's going to take away negative, it's taking away 2. You see it's taking away 2 of those negatives so that it becomes negative 1. So minus takes away. So this is like adding 2 to negative 3. But it's really removing 2 negatives. Don't forget that, okay? You are removing 2 negatives. So, and you're removing here, you can see you're removing 1x from 2x. So it becomes x, simply x minus 1 right there. Okay, if you think you're confident, go ahead and pause the video now and try A and B on your own. Pause now. Yeah, I've gone ahead and set them up vertically so that I can subtract away. So I have negative 9 minus 7. It's like adding 7. So it's like saying negative 9 plus 7, negative 9 plus 7, minus 7 is going to be negative 2. Right? That's the difference between those two. And then 5 minus 2x is going to be 3x. Okay, 3x minus 2 is this sentence simplified. Next. Okay, I have 10 minus 8. Now remember, it's negative 10 minus negative 8. So it's like negative 10 plus 8. Or you can just simply ignore all of this, right? And just say, what is the difference between 10 and 8? And you know that it's 2, and bring down the negative sign. You could also do it like that. And now I have 6x minus 2x equals 4x. And there you go, that goes right there. Okay, for example 3, you can see that we have negative 2x minus 4 minus 2x. This minus 2x is going to take away these 2x's right there, right? I'm taking away 2x's, right? So what does that mean? But I'm taking away 2x's, right? But these are positive, right? So I already have 2 negative x's. So if I'm going to take another 2x's away from this, I'm not taking away negative x's. Keep that in mind, okay? I am taking away 2 positive x's. So this is actually growing because I'm already, let's say, in the hole by negative 2. And I'm going to take another 2 away. It's going to become negative 4. Okay, so pay attention to that. So my final answer ends up being negative 4x minus 4. If this doesn't make sense to you, tell me in class, Mr. Mendes, can we go over example 3 again? But if you're one of those people that completely understood that, go ahead, pause the video, and try these two. Okay, so pause now. Alright, I hope you paused the video. If not, take a look at this. I have negative 2 minus 4, so it would be like adding 4. That makes it positive 2, so it's actually going to change my entire equation to positive. As you can see here, we've only been subtracting. It's going to change it to positive now. And now I have a 3 minus 5x. It's going to make it a negative number, negative 2x. Okay? And for the next one we have negative 4 minus 2, and this is just simply, I'm not adding 2, don't forget, it's just a regular 2. It's a positive number, but I'm taking it away. So it's negative 4 minus 2, it's going to be even a bigger negative number, so it becomes negative 6. And then over here I have 4x minus 2x. Don't forget that minus creates a plus, so it's essentially 4x plus 2x equals 6x. Okay? So we're going to use the additive inverse to subtract. What does that mean? Well, when subtracting integers, you add the opposite or the additive inverse. The same process is used when subtracting linear expression. So take a look here. I'm making it a little bit more confusing than it needs to, but essentially it's just you have 6x minus 3x is going to give you 3x. And then just regular 5 minus 1. Remember that the plus sign just means that it's a positive number. We're not dealing with a negative number, so it's not adding it. This is the operation. So I have a 5 minus 1 is 4. Okay? But they want you to use the additive inverse. Additive inverse means you're going to switch this sign with this sign. So instead, now you're adding a negative. You see, adding a negative. You see that? Adding a negative. You could do it that way, or you could just simply subtract 5 minus 1 equals 4. And again, here you have minus 2, which would turn into a plus sign, so they're doing plus 2. Okay, so negative 4 minus 5 is going to be 9, because you're adding the, sorry, it's not 9, I'm sorry, because it's negative 4. That wasn't a 4. Negative 4 plus, minus is meaning plus, negative 5 is just going to equal 1x, or you can write it as x. And then negative 7 minus 2 is like adding 2 to negative 7, is going to be negative 5. As I said before, please pause the video and try these on your own. If not, take a look at how I did it. But challenge yourself, really, try it. And you know that you learn by making mistakes. So don't be afraid to try it. So I've aligned them, okay, like terms. And I have negative 3 minus 7. Negative 3, I spent $3, and now I'm going to take away another 7. I'm going to be negative 10 in total. And then I have 2x minus 2x is going to be simply 2x. Again, I've aligned the like terms, as you can see there and there. So now I have negative 4 minus 3. Negative 4 minus 3 is also going to be negative 7. And now I have a regular 5x minus 2x is going to give me 3x. And there we have it. Okay, let's look through the word problem together. Since we don't have to solve one, let's do this one together. A hat store tracks the sale of college and professional team hats for an amount a month that we don't know. They're trying to track how many they sell, okay, for college and professional teams. The number of college hats sold is represented by 6M plus 3. The number of professional hats sold is represented by 5M minus 2. Write an expression to show how many more college hats were sold than professional hats. You know, they're talking about college teams and college basketball, and the NBA would be the professional team. Then evaluate the expression if M equals 10. So we're just simply going to find the difference between these two by aligning them, and we see that 6M minus 5M equals M, and 3, they did the additive inverse. You see that? They changed both of these to adding, but it would be actually 3 minus 2, which would be changing it to plus. It would be 5. So M plus 5. And all we have to do now is change the M to 10. So now we have 10 plus 5 equals 15. So what is the difference? So 15 more college team hats were sold in the amount of months. Please leave the guided practice for class so we could do it as a warm-up. But please complete the entire independent practice, okay? I know that you can do this on your own. Try your best, and then we'll check it in class, and I will be happy to show you how to do one in case you don't remember how to do it or if you got it wrong. And here we have this question. Let's try this together. So we're asked on the next page, this is page 408, we're asked to find the difference, okay? Right there, find the difference in the given lengths of the polygons. I always take the greater value subtracted by the lesser value. This is clearly the lesser value. So that's what we can do. And I'm going to align the like terms, 7x minus 6x, as you see there, and 2 minus 5, negative 5. Remember, negative is going to be adding, so 2 minus 5 is going to be 2 plus 5 equals a positive 7, right? And then 7x minus 6x is going to be 1x, or just simply x, okay? So my answer, right here at the top, with red, I'm going to write it as x plus 7, and I'm not sure what the units are, so we just write the word units. Please copy this down exactly as I have it as a key answer to show that you watched the entire video.